Today's topic is on the use of money as a weapon of poverty. In 2024, Nigeria and most of the world faced some of the worst inflation in history. Therefore, mandatory monetary policies are being implemented to curb said inflation. But how helpful are some of these monetary policies? Many will argue that some of these policies cause more economic harm to the working class than good. Let's look at currency devaluation. The argument is that if our currency is lower, then our exports will be cheaper, and foreigners will buy more of our products. On the other hand, we wouldn't be able to afford much imports because foreign currencies would be higher. If we look at this strategy in isolation, it sounds like it makes sense. But nothing ever happens in isolation. Strict overregulations have discouraged many citizens from becoming exporters, causing more job loss and economic hardship. Flight tickets, which are priced in USD, are now unaffordable because of our weak currency. This leads to social stagnation and isolation. Technologies and imported raw materials like flour that are tied to the dollar are also overpriced, causing massive food insecurity for many, since bread is no longer easily affordable. Next is the strict and mandatory implementation of a cashless economy. Africa as a whole has mostly been a cash-based economy. Everywhere you turn in sub-Saharan Africa, there are street foods or local vendors who do business in cash. Therefore, I think forcing Nigerians to go cashless and reducing access to cash in all banks across the country means that consumption will drop on a macroeconomic level. I feel this is possible because money is no longer changing hands, because cash is difficult to attain. It might appear that this is a viable solution to our inflation problem, but I don't think it is. Not with the eruption of cash buying markets through POS operators nationwide. Now, let's not forget the frivolous bank charges from the new cashless economy. How do you force people to use electronic money, then begin to charge them fees for the electronic transactions? Nigeria is probably the only country in Africa where you have to use money from your bank balance to buy cash on the streets. It is ridiculous. Many small businesses that sell candies to kids fell out of business because kids no longer had cash to spare. Some businesses flat out refuse electronic payments, and I don't blame them. For those of us who adopted the cashless policies, the nightmare continues. There are now frivolous government-mandated charges attached to your bank transactions and transfers. Recently, the government announced that you will be charged 50 naira for every 10,000 naira that you send or receive. Meaning that for every personal bank transfer that you make, the government charges both the sender and the receiver of the fund. You get charged for buying groceries with your debit card. You get charged for sending money to friends and family. And if you are ever unlucky enough to find money in a nearby ATM belonging to a different bank, you get charged for using it. It's almost as if the implemented cashless policy is a covert and unaccountable taxing systems for the enrichment of unseen hands. Because of this general state of cashlessness, fintechs and other microfinance banks have begun to engage in predatory loan offers. Some offer loans to retailers and other small businesses with interest rates as high as 30% within a short payback period. Some even offer meal loans for as low as 5,000 naira with the same high interest rates. This is about $3 in 2025. Imagine getting a loan of $3 from a bank in Nigeria to feed in 2025. Yeah, that's just how bad things truly are. Okay, let's not forget our ever-present foreign exchange problems. Did you know that in 2025, and for almost a decade now, in Nigeria, you cannot legally walk into a bank to exchange your local currency for some US dollars? At least that has been my experience. Not only that, your bank will not honor any foreign transaction from your local bank account or through your local debit cards. Why? They explain it away with complications regarding a deficit in our foreign reserve, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I call corruption. Anyway, what this means is that if you travel outside the country, you won't be able to pay for anything with your Naira debit card. You can't pay for hotels, you can't pay at a restaurant, you can't pay for Airbnb, you can't pay for flight tickets with your Naira debit cards. You basically cannot pay for anything outside of Nigeria with your bank's debit card. If you need to do these things, your bank will tell you to open a USD bank account with them. Again, this has been my experience. Then, they will tell you to go to the local black markets and buy dollars from the dollar merchants or wherever you can find dollars. Then deposit it in your new dollar account. They will then issue you a dollar debit card, which comes with all the frivolous bank charges mentioned earlier. This has been an ongoing problem for over 10 years now. And like I said, it's shameful. What's more frustrating is that since the CBN won't honor forex transactions for Nigeria and its citizens, we cannot even accept dollar payments directly ourselves. Let me explain. You cannot basically launch a business or a t-shirt selling website, sell and ship abroad, and accept online dollar payments into your Nigerian bank account. PayPal won't let Nigerians do this, neither will our CBN, further leading us into a form of global economic isolation alongside socioeconomic stagnation. I'm pretty sure when asked, our ruling class has a reason for these policies, and their plan is to make all of our lives better. At least that's the renewed hope. In Nigeria, if you don't have money, you're basically poor. However, because of our classist society, poverty shaming is trending. This situation is giving rise to massive gentrification in our major cities. Join me in fighting weaponized poverty. Get the book and watch the documentary by subscribing to the newsletter using the link below. With that said, I will see you in the next episode.